And now for something completely different. After the journey coming out here, I'm not sure what you're going to expect for the journey back. But guess what? Chris is being sensible. He's flying Marrakech direct to London with British Airways. And I got such a good deal. The prices were so low, I treated myself to a business class flight. So it's check-in, lounge access, direct to London, walk off the plane, check into the hotel. Couldn't be simpler. I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Now, one of the first rules at Marrakech Airport is you must check in there. You can't just check in on your phone with your boarding pass. Gates don't open until 3 hours before the flight. There's no point getting silly early at Marrakech Airport. So I hung around a little bit, mildly pleasant place, checked in, and my boarding pass, after all I'd been through to get to Marrakech, was beautifully Group 1 and Seat 1A. It was just left for Marrakech to say goodbye to me, and I wandered airside, went through fast track security, no problem, and then I went shopping. Oh my god, I don't remember Marrakech Airport being like this. Everything was wildly expensive. If you're looking for gifts from Marrakech, go shopping first. Go to the souk, go to the town. Basically, I was getting some last minute Christmas presents, and my mother loves honey. So wherever I travel in the world, I tend to bring back a jar of honey. As my brother pointed out, there is now a cupboard full of honey at my mother's house. But these little jars were €30. And I was like, I've got to take Mum honey back. Anyway, I bought the honey, bankrupted myself, got some other little bits and bobs, a few bits for other people, and then it was off to the lounge. The lounge has changed since I was last here. I remember the lounge having these absolutely beautiful sleeping pods. And so much so that when I actually stayed there and I got on one of these sort of funny shaped flatbeds in a private area, I had to set an alarm on my phone because I wasn't planning on sleeping, but I knew I'd doze off. Anyway, these have kind of been replaced by sofas for the loafer, and the lounge is also dry unless you make a donation of 50 dirhams, about £4 something. But I wasn't in the mood for a drink. I knew I was going to have a glass of champagne on the plane, so I pretty much just chilled in the lounge for a while. Well, after a pretty uninspiring lounge visit, it was time to board the plane, which was very easy, very straightforward, out on a jet bridge and onto the A320. This A320 was 23 years old. The crew looking after me, one was 19 and one was definitely not 23 years old, but it was quite weird that one of the crew was younger than the aeroplane itself. I was right at the front, seat 1A. There was no bulkhead, so it's pretty exposed, but oodles and oodles and oodles of legroom. And of course you get served first. The next treat was the look out the window, and we had the Qatari royal family's 747 on the tarmac. Awesome. Takeoff on time, absolutely excellent, and it wasn't long before we were crossing the Mediterranean Sea. You pretty much go with Gibraltar on your right as you cross from Marrakech, and then it was time to order some food. The good news is the menus are back in business class on the longer haul flight, and I was perusing the menu with my glass of champagne, and I saw everything was right for me. The fixed starter, yeah, no problem, and I thought braised beef, glass of red wine, perfect. And then I was told that my menu could be Christmassyified, and I could have a Christmas dinner. So I duly ordered a Christmas dinner. I downloaded Dennis Bunnick's latest video, so I had another glass of champagne and watched Dennis Bunnick in La Premiere on Air France. So although I was enjoying myself, compared to that flight, I was definitely slumming it. But Christmas dinner arrived. It was roast chicken, but it was all there. You know, I had the little rice and bean salad, the roast potatoes, they were all good. There was nothing amazing, but all put together, it was actually a really nice lunch. Mince pie for pudding, bread roll, a couple of pieces of cheese. That's Black Sticks Blue, that's one of my favourite cheeses. So I was a very, very happy boy. With the view out the window, which was absolutely spectacular. It really was. It really was an incredibly enjoyable meal, and after the travel experiences of getting to Marrakech, this really is the better way to travel. And because I was such a good boy and I cleared up my entire plate, I was rewarded with some Christmas chocolate Lindt bonbons. Now, this was a nice flight. It was brilliant. I don't know if I thought it was so brilliant because I was comparing it to the experiences of the week before. But everything just slotted in. We left on time. Okay, the lounge access was a little bit disappointing. But apart from that, everything went to plan, usually for me. And the stunning views, the sunset coming into Heathrow was fantastic. That was it. We parked up, went to the gate, got off the plane. There was no queues at immigration.
What a wonderful flight. Just absolutely perfect. So happy. Anyway, I have arrived at Gatwick, and it's very simple. We are just going to get the shuttle across the North Terminal, stroll over to the Premier Inn, check in, bags in the room, drink in the bar. How very, very different to coming out. By the way, I best just tell you, I've just upset Border Force. They put me in a silly queue, or their stewards did, and I didn't jump the queue, I just went under those sort of funny barriers. My backpack ripped it apart, and I didn't notice until I got told off like a naughty little schoolboy. I felt like turning around to the guy and saying, "What are you on about, mate? You've got 10 days off this Christmas. Why are you in such a bad mood?" I didn't think that would have gone down too well, so I just said, sorry. Anyway, just about to get over to the North Terminal, strolling to the Premier Inn, and this is by far a more relaxed way to travel.